What's up guys, Bob and Brandon here, with more Let's Play Yu-Gi-Oh! Tag Force 5, and I want to just open this up with a bit of an interesting thought that recently hit, given he was covering some interesting points on his channel again. MBT, I'm definitely not going on his channel now with my comments about heroes out in the open. So, recently there was like a bit of a video he dropped about hot takes in Yu-Gi-Oh! And one of them particularly stuck out to me is the idea that before the year 2010, there wasn't really a point to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Over like Magic the Gathering. And I particularly lit a fire under my ass, and not in a bad way, but more so just like, yeah, actually he's kind of right a little bit. Specifically because I did used to play Magic the Gathering back in high school with some friends a little bit, not too much because I didn't have the money. One of my friends hooked me up with a Goblin Grenade deck. It was very fun to use. But I don't know. What do you think, man? Like, is there merit to that idea?
I have no frame of reference for Magic. I only ever played it once with a friend of mine. Coming out of work at like 11 p.m., we went to a gas station across the street. He knew someone that for some reason put a table in there, so we would play there for like an hour or two a couple of times from like midnight to 1 a.m. The only deck I remember ever having seen was something called a Planeswalker.
Oh, Planeswalker, yeah. It's usually pretty up there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of inclined to agree, because at that point, the first 10 years of Yu-Gi-Oh's history are very plain and very boring, and by 2010 anyway, Magic was already something like 17 years old or some shit, because it started in like 1992, I think?
Yeah, so I can actually explain the history of Magic the Gathering a little bit. So, from my understand, I haven't been in Magic in a good while, but from my hi, Kenya, you fucking infernity spamming bastard. Magic the Gathering initially started as like a holdover between games for D&D, like way back in the 80s. Like some dudes had like cards that were just kind of they were fucking around with, and it kind of just evolved. They evolved it into its own separate card game. It's not too unlike fucking Gwent or something. And I know I just mentioned Gwent. You will never hear that otherwise on this channel. Yeah, and The Witcher, and it just kind of like became its own thing. And just kind of propagate from there. Now, I will also say that early Yu-Gi-Oh! Does reflect Magic the Gathering to a great capacity. Slow, very slow, resource-based, very much more like kind of skill-based as well. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Since the card game itself was based off of like a card game that was actually just shown between Yu-Gi-Oh! And Kaiba, I think back in the manga, I want to say.
Yeah, they played exactly like 2 games of it before switching to... Because the thing with the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga was it's just supposed to be about a bunch of different games in general. One day they're playing Street Fighter 2 in the arcade. The next day they're playing Monopoly. The next day they're playing a tabletop RPG. One day they're playing Magic and Wizards, the prototype for Yu-Gi-Oh! It was just that Yu-Gi-Oh! Was so popular with the readers that Takahashi was requested to bring it back, and that was why it was turned into a full-fledged arc instead of a game of the week.
Yeah, literally Yu-Gi-Oh! The card game is basically Gwent to Witcher. It's hilarious how that kind of just comes full circle. But yeah, because it was never really meant to be its own thing, like Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically is like anime Magic the Gathering to a great realistic capacity. Honestly, I could probably show you how to play it. It's not too hard of a game to pick up and play. You don't need a fucking lawyer's degree in order to learn how to play it, don't worry. Except for like a few rare instances, but like those are much more few and far between. Hey, thank you for Plasma Zone.
The thing I think you have to, if you want to be fair about it, you have to be like, okay, in 2010, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is 9 or 10 years old, give or take, the OCG. So it's like you have to compare it to what was Magic like in 1999 or in 2001, whenever it was 10 years old? Was it in a similar place? Was it also very slow, plotting, and boring? Or was it already in turbo mode? Because like, if you're comparing the game that at that point was 17 years old versus the game that's only 10 years old, you can't really look at them fairly.
So, it's a bit of, yeah, I'm totally gonna mind control this fucker. So,
and I realize it's also a bit of give and take there, because like you have, a new game has to learn from the mistakes and the examples of their forebearers, but even still.
Yeah, so trying to compare Magic the Gathering from what it was in 99 to today, it's actually kind of interesting because it realistically hasn't evolved that much outside of adding new formats. Now, Magic doesn't go through set rotation, something that Yu-Gi-Oh! Does not do. which if you don't know what set rotation is, basically it's like per format, you have a set of playable cards and the older cards aren't really allowed, quote unquote. It's to avoid situations like Yu-Gi-Oh! Often where like an old piece of generic support card will just all of a sudden like nuke the game like out of nowhere. I am totally going real on these back row.
It also prevents power creep, so that way someone isn't walking in with a deck from 1995 against a player that's in 2007.
Oh yeah, definitely. Power creep has been a continuing issue of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't want that to come across like it's strictly speaking a bad thing. Oh, your fucking book. That's fine. I can deal with that. Flip you? Yeah, I may as well just use it.
Guardian Statue? What deck are you using?
I think Kenyo dropped this. What do you even do? Once returned, you can flip this card into defense position when his card is flipped summon return. Oh, well, I mean, not gonna get too much use out of it anyway. Yeah, right, honestly, whatever. Like, yeah, back to my original point. Yeah, honestly, older Yu-Gi-Oh! Is much less engaging than even Magic, because since Magic has a longer lifespan, it's kind of more settled on like how it wants to play a lot sooner. You sack of bitch. I guess I can't say I'm surprised. I would too. My point, where was I going with this? Oh, fuck that. Glad I said that.
No, I'm inclined to agree with you. I was there for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh's more formative years. The introduction of Synchro, the introduction of Xyz, how even during the Fusion era, no one was actually playing Fusion. So I was there to see a lot of that unfold. There literally was not an actual playable Fusion deck until the Xyz era, not until Shadal's came out. There was not an actual playable Fusion deck. So I understand how what he means by that. There's a lot of mechanics, formats, what have you, that just sort of fall by the wayside. Konami tries to introduce something new that they think is going to be a big hit, only for it to fall flat on its face and then never be heard from again for another 8 or 9 years until the port comes out that makes that deck actually playable.
Yeah, that happened a lot way back in the day, especially with a lot of their older gimmicky ideas they were trying to fuck around with. You know, like Spirits, Gemini cards, Union cards, to a certain capacity. Should we go Sirocco on the field? Oh yeah, I think I already used my one Gale. Fuck that. Well, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You're still playing under the list.
Yeah, I think I've already explained this before, but basically we're gonna be. Oh yeah, I can't control more than one. Oopsie. We're gonna be playing under the actual ban list itself until we get to the costume characters, because then because it's a little bit more redundant. What the shit?
Oh, you son of a bitch! The way this card.
Huh.
You have to guess the type of card in their hand. This is an old bastard card.
How about you go fuck yourself, buddy? What?
Okay.
Okay. You want to play that game, fucker? I'll play the game. Was All of Light really not even legal in this format? I thought it was at 1 or banned.
Wall of Revealing Light has never been a good enough card to get banned. I could see it being semi-limited, but never more than that. Because it's a big life point cost to make that card actually usable. You're burning minimum 3,000 of your life points to make it usable.
So it has been on and off the ban list over the years, but that's actually most because of another card that exists in the game called
Self-Destruct Button.
Self-Destruct Button. I think also Last Turn. No, was it Last Turn? I don't think that has a life point requirement though.
No. Last turn requires you to be at 1,000 life points or less.
Yeah, and since Last Turn is just a bit of a rulings nightmare, see the something like 15-page document that MET had to pull up when dueling fucking Simo that one time in what was Jank, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's been on and off the ban list historically. Is there really? I mean, it's good for stall. I'm definitely taking the Mirror Force.
God, I forgot about duality.
Yeah, I remember when it's funny. I left a funny comment recently under, I think, one of Duolog's Twitter post, and I was like, I think it was like cards that used to be good but aren't good anymore. And I suggested Pod Duality, but a lot of people were like, actually, no, it runs pretty well in Eldritch. I'm like, what the shit, really? And yeah, because Eldritch doesn't really need a special summon anything, really. You you get the Thought Master himself on field, and you're basically good to go. So considering I'm genuinely surprised.
So I was actually there when Pot of Duality was new, when it was like $110 card.
Oh yeah.
And you needed to have 3 of them. This was late 2010 format.
What
Griggle.
the fuck is Griggle? I've never seen this.
It's a Legend of Blue Eyes card. Or maybe not Legend of Blue Eyes, maybe Metal Raiders, but it's one of the first 2 packs of the game.
Maybe.
Metal Raiders the latest. It came out during Duelist Kingdom.
God, I'm ping-ponging between 2 different ideas right now. So actually, one point I was going to go off of from that original point about Yu-Gi-Oh! Not really being great to play until 2010. I think that, I gotta say, there are some formats I think are much worse than others. I know that we meme on GOAT format, but I kind of like GOAT format if I'm in the mood for like a slow burn, very resource intensive game, because it at least has access to all of the cards accessible in DM, which there's a surprisingly good amount. Not too bad. The worst formats are definitely, oh god, Legend of Blue Eyes. I don't know why people play that game. Oh, holy shit, it's so painful.
If you mean nowadays, yeah, fucking nothing. If you mean back at the time, the case of literally all there was. Remind me, have we already clowned on Johnny?
Sorry, one quick second. Basically the story chapter was, I'm pretty sure, Crow just schooling some, thugs into reforming their lives. Basically, you don't want to sell me that sticks, you want to go home and rethink your life. I don't think we've racked on Johnny yet, no.
So, some call me Johnny, great YouTuber, love all of his stuff.
Amazing. One of our personal favorite video game reviewers, absolutely. He's really good, yeah.
He's nearing 500,000, I think.
Something like that.
He, a couple of months back, he made a video about his personal journey through Yu-Gi-Oh! Watching the anime, reading the early manga, playing for the first 3 or 4 years of the game's history, getting a lot of his friends in on it too, to do guest appearances. It was a really cool video, until he said that he fell out of the game with the introduction of the card known as Cyber Dragon.
What?
Yeah, if you haven't watched that video, you need to. He said he got confused by Cyber Dragon allowing you to summon a high attack point monster for free.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
He didn't make it to Dad. He didn't make it to the meme of what the hell is a synchro. No, he fell out of it at Cyber Dragon. That was too much for him, apparently.
How did he fare with Chaos Emperor Dragon? Oh my god. Sorry, I'm genuinely flabbergasted right now.
I guess you haven't seen that video then.
No, I did. I'll admit, I did kind of dodge it because of the cringe factor. You told me. I'll admit, you kind of preloaded my thought process of what the video was going to be like, and I knew he was going to pull a Pokemon again. Which, I mean, I get it. You're I don't want this to sound ageist, but I get it. You're an older dude. You haven't gone to something in a long time. I understand it could be a little alien up front, but like, man,
he's 35.
I know. Like, he's not that much old. He's only got 6 years on me. Anyway, so quickly, sidetrack. I have made a couple more decks since the last time we played. I mentioned this brand off screen, but this game does provide you enough tools to actually run Frog FTK. Now, that being said, I will probably show off Frog FTK one time, and that will literally be it, because this deck takes forever to go in this game. Jesus. I have a Mind Master OTK deck that isn't really fully complete because I think that this deck list in History of Yu-Gi-Oh! Came from like the early 2010, like late 09. And there's a couple cards that are at 1 that need to be more like Mind Master, I think. That only got recently hit before the game dropped. So it's a little annoying, but it's whatever. I think I'm gonna go with the least gay hero for this one. It's generic. I know it's like, Bob, you're gonna be with the Witch deck. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't have much to synergize with future witches. Yeah.
I'm going to end that thought on the video with, it'd be one thing if he got to Dad or something and it got ridiculous, or if he said that Chaos was ridiculous. No, it just being Cyber Dragon, that was what got him, that put a bullet through my head. And he might have had a point, because at the exact same time that video was coming out, he put out a video on Twitter of Master Duel, him getting Isolde FTK'd. he might have had a point, but it's like it all goes out the window when Jesus Christ. It all goes out the window when you said it all goes out the window when you say that you were floored by Cyber Dragon, that was your out for the game.
Yeah. Like, holy shit, that's not even too advanced for... Okay, Cyber Dragon did a lot to advance the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! As it was, because it became a lot... To quote MBT, kinda, it really revolutionized how people thought about game progression of the game at the time and how resource management was done. It literally, like... I think there's 3 main points in Yu-Gi-Oh! Where the game, quote-unquote, changes big time. 1 is Cyber Dragon, 2 is Dad, and 3, I would probably say Dragon Rulers. Not unrelated, they are all... 2 of them are tier 0s, but for a good point. But Cyber Dragon, really? That's like... I feel like there's been Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards before that special summon themselves if there's something else on the field. Huh. Or like do some like dumb bullshit like blow yourself up at the end of the turn or something.
Something like that. Something with a hideous downside. And it's like, boy, you must be terrified to know that from like 2008 or 9 onwards, a lot of archetypes just got their own individual cards to do the same thing. If you have no monsters and your opponent has monsters, or if you have a monster, you get to summon another one for free. Your Sirakos, your Fall Trolls, that sort of thing.
Side thing, this chapter is pretty hilarious because this is still Carly going around trying to deduce what's going on with everything behind the scenes with the actual director himself. Accidentally solves a problem upon Jacob and Yusei having a bit of a scuffle, and now in a funny turn, I have to team up with Carly and taking on both Primo and Yusei. They have to team up. Sonic the Hedgehog and our best Yugi have to fight together. Awesome.
Jacob is the old man. Primo is the 25-year-old
it was the name on screen. I haven't looked at fight needs in a little bit on it. God, her tits are so huge in this game. I'm totally not complaining about that. Anyway, sorry. Trying to stay on track.
I just think it's funny the way they localized the names of the pieces of Aporia, because in Japanese he's just Italian.
Yeah.
Lester's name is Luciano, Primo's name is Placido, and Jacob's name is Jose.
Yeah. Oh, so let me just say, these two would be stepping over each other's toes often, because when you summon a mech lord to the field, it blows up everything else on the field in order to facilitate the interaction. And Yusei doesn't even have... He might not have access to Shooting Star Dragon yet, so this will be very funny. Big Witch Junk Warrior.
No, I don't think he gets it yet.
I don't know if we've seen his animation yet, but just in case we haven't. Good stuff.
But also it comes with the problem of, in the video games, the mech lords actually do come in 5 pieces. They're not just a singular main card like they are in the TCG.
Yep.
So, no, you wouldn't be able to summon out a completed mech lord. Spellcasters.
Oh yeah, she's apparently switched between them. It's kind of funny.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. I was like, wait, is she using like a breaker type deck? But no, she's like, I guess actually wait, no, what the hell would Secret Village of Spellcasters do? I thought it just adds spell counters.
I don't know, man.
On your turn, can you look in the graveyard?
Yeah, definitely. She's run it before, and I've seen it before in use as well, but we're taking hits. Luckily, I've seen my deck, my hand already. It's kind of lit. Yeah. Well, first of all, no. He's totally gonna have Luma Reverse, I can already tell.
Yeah.
Oh, yep, there we go. So when you're trying to fight the members of Iliaster, their whole thesis of their deck is to go as fast as possible into one of their cards. Sorry, their Mech Lord cards. Yeah, Luma Reverse is a really good way to do that. So as soon as one's in the graveyard, yeah, they can kind of go for that. Anyway, what do we got here? Control a spellcaster type monster, and your opponent does not. Your opponent cannot activate.
Oh,
ooh, that's kind of good.
Okay, that's actually. Never mind. That's a good card then.
That would fuck up Spiral something fierce, potentially. Anyway, I think we might have turn 1 Rainbow Neos. Let me just go over these really fast. Do you do the thing even when you're in your hand?
No, you have to do them from the field for both of them.
Right. Actually, no. I think you might be fine. No, yeah, you're fine in the hand. Prisma has to be on the field. And because of priority, gonna go off before anything can happen. Oh yeah, I think we got this. Dump Neos? Sure, that works. Yeah, I think we got it. Shit. Awesome.
No.
Very much a nut. Or not. Ah, you know what? Fine. Zero was good. So also, it's very lucky that we're up against one of the members of Iliaster too, because literally, I know we mentioned earlier that fusion monsters aren't really good at this time in Yu-Gi-Oh's history, and to be fair, yeah. But they are also a very funny way of... That's cool looking. They are also a very funny way of completely shutting down the Mechlord cards, because like, yeah, they destroy synchros, but if you're not a synchro monster, bad times.
So you just reminded me, actually, in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5, when the characters first get to the synchro dimension, everyone gets rounded up and gets put into a tag duel by Sector Security. And the Sector Security are using spells and traps that allow it so you can't summon monsters to your field, or you can't summon monsters to the field from the hand, so that way, in theory, they wouldn't be able to do a synchro summon because, as far as Sector Security knows, they're just going to do synchros. They don't know that they're from another dimension. And Serena, the Lunalite girl, comes in and just activates polymerization and is able to fusion summon an extra deck monster directly to the field because it's not coming in from the hand. And she catches everyone, all of Sector Security, off guard because they don't know what a fusion is. And completely bypasses their strategy.
I will admit, I was talking to my Yu-Gi-Oh! Chat about this a while ago, but I did kind of pop off a little bit when all of a sudden Yusei uses a fusion monster. I know I shouldn't have gotten that excited, but it was just like, man, it is a little bit exciting actually seeing a non-synchro card in this game. I know a 3-piece golem exists, but it's just not the same, you know?
It's because it's the first fusion summon you see in like 80 episodes.
Yeah, it really is. And plus, 3-piece golem is garbage.
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay. That was worrying. We got pieces on the field. Again, there's something... So, I'm going to say really quickly, Ab-Zero is a pretty good card. Let me just go over it really fast. So, while it's on the field, I think it gets attack boost for every other water monster on the field, I want to say? Something like that?
Oh, no.
That could be annoying.
All of the best elemental heroes are from the manga. These are all manga fusions.
Hey! We're close to winning. Ah, damn it, you didn't have anything in your hand. Okay.
Absolute Zero, Great Tornado, all of those.
I just find historically, like, the best cards do tend to come from the manga. Do you ever feel that as well?
Oh, no, it's true.
Yeah, it's like, maybe my opinion is colored, obviously, because of Red Dragon Archery actually getting good fucking cards in the manga. Oh my god, Dark Highlander makes me nut. Oh, wait. This might be good. Oh, wait, no, because it's not Rainbow Neos. Ah, fine, whatever. Can you be destroyed by combat? Once per turn? Yes. But yeah, Ab-Zero. I'm gonna go over it really fucking quickly. So basically, 5 attack for each other water monster on the field except itself. And with cards are removed from the field, destroy all monsters your opponent controls. Yeah, it's kind of good to fuck up resource management, if I do say so myself.
This was actually really good when it came out in 2008 because it's a hero, it's a fusion, and it actually is board wipe on destruction.
Oh yeah. Yeah, honestly, it's a good way to threaten the opponent with just like, yeah, if you kill it. 2500 isn't the best number in the world, but it's also not small either. So you can honestly get away with some bullshit with it. Wait. Ooh. And I thought about levels just now and I realized, ooh, we got, ah, shit. Oh, okay, good. Okay, you were not targeting other things that I was worried about. And
nice.
Yusei sound like he died. Oh my god, you should hear Aqua when she loses a duel. I think we did that before, but I'm not too sure.
I forgot you actually re-implemented the undub.
I know, right? It's great. The undub, I guess. The translation, but untranslation, I guess. Unlocalized. The xenophobic version. Okay, let's just go with that one.
Someone tried to pass me along a Dissidia undub one time, and I was ready to hit him.
It's like, my dude, what the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, undubs are just like... I'm gonna be honest. Dubs are just like beta bitch material. Oh my god. It's like dubs aren't hurting you. Like, stop being under this magical impression that subs are always better in every single instance and dubs are always bad. Come on, you literally 30-plus-year-old man. Jesus Christ.
40 at this point.
Probably, yeah. Sorry, tangent. All right, I have a bunch of things still to bring up too. Shit, I'm just knocking these out of the park.
Clear mind.
Ooh, wait. Okay, no, this would still be Yusei.